Graphic organizers started to become popular about 30 years ago in education, and they're still being used today. But why? Well, graphic organizers are great for creating a framework for preparing students for learning. So if you show them a graphic organizer that shows them the categories and some of the main ideas, it helps them have that framework in their head so that they can attach their new learning to it. If you have the students create the graphic organizers, it helps them organize their thinking, which helps them understand it better. It helps them process the information and remember it and move it from short-term memory to long-term memory. And then to use the graphic organizer as a study tool, they can use that to enhance their memory. So graphic organizers have been around for a long time and they're here to stay because they're so effective. Here's a few examples that I've used before. Here's one where we can compare a developing nation to an established nation rather than just using the traditional graphic organizer that's a Venn diagram. I like to use this because we can be specific with regard to these criteria so that as the students are doing their research and comparing these two, they're going to look at transportation and science and technology and food and all of these categories. So that helps them out. If I wanted to scaffold for some students who may have a difficult time, what I could do is actually fill in one of these and one of these so that they get the idea of what to put in the boxes. Here's another example here with regard to these, how these things, the digestive system, the respiratory system, circulatory and excretory system, how do they all work together? And this graphic organizer shows that. You can do things like this, and if you do this on a smart notebook file, these things can be moved around. Put the bear under the tree, over the tree, in the tree, inside, outside. So moving things around, you can use a graphic organizer for that. Here's an example of a pre-unit. Before the unit, showing the students that we're going to be doing this unit on fractions, and these are the big ideas. And they can even see some of the big ideas are repeating themselves throughout the unit. So what can I do? What else can I do? I can differentiate instruction with it by, like I mentioned before, partially filling in the graphic organizer. I could provide different graphic organizers to different groups or give students a choice of 2 or 3 organizers and let them choose based on their learning preference. There are also many websites and resources that are really great for graphic organizers and helping students organize their work. I'm going to show you 3 of them. Here's my favorite. It's called Webspiration, and it's made by the company that makes Inspiration, which was very popular, used on the computers. So we're kind of getting away from computer software now and looking at web-based software. So they came up with this Webspiration. You do need to subscribe to it. You can get a 1-month free subscription, but it is an amazing graphic organizer tool. So as you can see through this, I made a graphic organizer for the last lecture, but I'll just show you some of the things it does. So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to put more bubbles off of this, if I pick this rapid fire right here, I can just put in my ideas and just type them in, and when I press return, they just go off there. Idea 2. See when I just press return, which is really nice. So you can quickly just add to one bubble by just using that rapid fire. Then you can move them around as you see. You can change them into pictures if you want to. You can change the shape. See the different kinds of shapes. So there's a number of things you could do with these. So it's something that you might want to check into. As you notice over here, you can collaborate with others and put comments on there and even chat while you're making the graphic organizer. So if students are in a computer lab and they're taking notes in a group, they could all be creating one graphic organizer and talking to each other and working on it together. So, and here's some of the other features. If I click this, notice that I can arrange it in a different way so that they're all arranged that way. Okay, I can also have an outline view instead. So if I click on this view here, and choose Outline. Now I get the same information in an outline view, and you can input the information in both ways. I can input the information in the outline and then switch over to the web version or vice versa. So there's a lot of tools here. This is one of those websites that you might want to check into. Another one that is a paid feature, but they give you 5 free Poplets, so you can try it out and have 5, is called Poplet. So we're looking at the Poplet website here. Make it a little bigger. And you can see with this one, what I can do is add in video. So I just added a YouTube video here. You can change the colors. This is easy to use. This lets you download or upload pictures. You can draw things right in there. You can add text. You can change the color. Notice this down here. And to add a new Poplet, you just take one of these little dots and touch them, and a new one pops up, and then you can type in there. You can move them around like you can with the other one. If you don't want it, you can just delete it. So Poplet's easy to use. It does have a cost, but you get to make 5 of them for free, so you might want to try that out. Another website that's absolutely free, you can have a free account, and there's no fee at all, is this DebateGraph. Now this is quite different from the other ones. Again, you can have an account, but what you can see is you start with one main idea, and then you can add smaller ideas to it. When I click on the smaller idea, you can see the subcategories of those categories. And even if I wanted to add more, I could click on that, see, make it moving, and choose Add Idea down here, and I would just type in the idea. And then you'll notice when I press Save, I get that idea down there. And you can just keep clicking up to the main categories here. So it's a little bit different, but it is a way just trying to decide what are your categories and your subcategories and your details in the subcategories. That whole process will help students study as they try to figure out what those categories are and what the details are. And some students, this might appeal to them because they can move it around. If they're kinesthetic, this is a nice website for that. Plus, it's free. So those 3 websites, DebateGraph, Webspiration, and Poplet, are 3 websites I'd like you to play around with your favorite one and create a graphic organizer of your choice. You can choose a topic that you're going to be teaching or whatever you'd like. I just want you to play with the website so you can figure out which one you like. And send me either the link. Notice this is the link is up here. You could send me this link. Or if you want to take a snapshot of it, there's 2 ways. If you have a Mac computer, if you hold down the Command and Shift key and then touch the 4 once, we'll get this crosshairs here, and then I can click and drag. Notice that I'm doing that, and when I let go, it takes a picture and puts it on my screen. If you have a PC computer, you may not know it, but you have a tool on there that's called a snipping tool. So if you search for the snipping tool, it'll do a similar thing. And then you can take that image and send it to me. So that's graphic organizers and how you can use them to help students prepare for studying.